Well, boys, thanks for joining me on this sunny, blistery afternoon. Some more positive news to share with the Blues family. We've got another two re-signings for next season. It's Oskar Hirskyj-Douglas and Will Maisey, a double backs announcement today. Will, maybe you could kick us off. Must be really pleased to be continuing your career with us at Goldington Road.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. Last season was a strange one, being a short season and that, and not having the fans there, and with one of the obviously Bedford's main selling points is how great the crowd is. It would be nice to see a packed out Goldington Road. So I'm really looking forward to that this year, and yeah, really excited.
Yeah, it took you a year actually to get supporters from when you signed. March 2020 seems a long time ago. How good was it to be playing in front of you've played against a Goldington Road crowd a few times, but to have them behind you, how much did that help for us to win that game?
Yeah, no, it was massive. I think, especially considering we went down to 40 men quite early on, just having the crowd there and getting behind us and stuff, it really encouraged us to get the win. And I'm really grateful we managed to do that for them, because I think they fully deserved it after the year and a bit they've had.
And Oskar, for you, frustrating start to the season out through injury. Certainly came back firing. I think it was 4 games. You get the winning try in the Battle of Bedfordshire, assist for Josh Gillespie on your return against Doncaster. How did you think the shortened 2021 campaign went for you?
I guess from a personal point, it wasn't the best. I'd obviously hoping to kick on from the previous year, and like issues with injuries and everything just kept me out from the beginning, and felt like I lost a bit of momentum. And especially in the champ, like you're only as good as your last game, so it's always hyper competitive, and it's always a struggle. So I'm very happy to get back actually and get a good couple of games under my belt and really be back competing. So I'm looking forward to maybe next year kicking on and competing even more and putting more of a marker down for myself.
Yeah, named in the championship team of the year 2019-20.
The fan vote one, yeah. Well, it's only because we've got good fans.
Of course, but obviously named in that, obviously building continuously at Bedford. Have a full campaign this time around. It's going to give you a bit more time to lay down a marker. We've got 20 odd games this season. I guess you just want to build right from the off.
In my only 2 seasons being at Bedford, it seems that we always struggle to start well. So it'd be quite nice to just get a good pre-season in us and then start the season off really well.
Yeah, and Will, I guess for you, similar sort of mindset going into it. Your first full campaign at Bedford nearly 18 months after you arrived. It's been a strange time, but time now for you to build as you look towards, I guess, the 2 markers I would say are 100 points for Bedford and 1,000 career points. You're not too far away from either of those.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite nice. But yeah, just like Oskar said, just having a nice pre-season with the lads, experiencing Bedford properly. Haven't been able to do that, like you say, in the 18 months I've been here now. And I really want to get that, see what it's all about. I mean, I've loved my time here so far, and I'm really looking forward to the next season. And then, yeah, on a personal level, I just think if we can hit the ground running, like we say, and put the sort of what we did towards the end of last year into next season, I mean, there's no reason why we can't kick on and really take that momentum through. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, boys, can you maybe talk us through how difficult a pre-season it was last time out? No sort of social element, new players coming in. How difficult was it, and how much are you excited to be having a little bit more normal one this time around?
I quite like the touch games. I'm going to miss them.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really have that many numbers at training during pre-season that we had this year. The kind of whatever pre-season we had this year, it was hard to sort of plan for the season ahead with so much uncertainty going around and not even knowing if we were going to have a season. But yeah, like Oskar, I quite enjoyed the pre-season as well. It was a bit more laid back and a bit more fun.
Hopefully, with we have a bit more Saints involvement from the off in pre-season, which I'm not sure how that's going to work, but hopefully we get our squad together earlier and we have a bit more time together rather than just being a few weeks before the games.
Can you maybe assess the shortened 2021 campaign as a whole?
Maybe like a 6 out of 10. I think we showed some really good signs in patches. We didn't really play a full 80 minutes probably over the whole season, in fact, but each week we seemed to get better. We took the mental through for each week. It's just a shame that we didn't start as well as we'd liked.
I don't know. I'll be a bit of a grouch because I think we only won 3 games out of 10, which is pretty sad. And like the team we've got and the ability we've got, although results shouldn't really matter as much, and you should always focus on performances and like target goals of how you want to play, but like still winning 3 out of 10 is just, it still hurts me a bit, I'd say. Even though I was only involved for 4 of them, like as a group, the effort everyone puts in isn't really fair to say that we only won 3 out of 10. So
I guess that's your target moving forward next season, then, isn't it? I guess we've written it for you.
Yeah. Well, there's like the Coventry game, Nottingham, like games we could have just closed out and we were the better team, but we're still losing. There's just a real character trait at the moment, which we need to like oust.
Will 6th top champ kicker, 8th overall if you include tries and everything like that. I guess you're pleased a little bit with where you ended up, but also targeting a bit higher next season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't always look too much on the personal side. It's more about the team. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have been a bit higher this year. We seem to score a lot of our tries out wide, but no excuses really. I think as a team we could have scored more points. We left a lot of points out there in a lot of games. Like Oskar said, the Coventry one, I mean, we should have closed that game out. Same with the Nottingham one. And that was the difference between the team finishing higher and even on a personal level on myself finishing higher on things like that. But yeah, no, it's definitely something what we can take through for next year, and we can't sort of make the same mistakes we made this year next year, because we're just going to get left behind again, and we can't be doing that.
And I guess one thing we don't talk about that often, with you being a 10, is your playmaking abilities. Your try assist count is actually pretty good. Unfortunately, that doesn't reflect in any charts, I guess. But we've got the one for Oskar in the Battle of Bedfordshire, Josh Gillespie against Jersey from your past, James Fish against Hartbury. It's probably one of those stats people probably don't talk about too much, because in the highlight edits you probably get cut out because it only shows the try part.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good asset on fantasy football if they had a 6 in there. But but no, it's something I quite like to do. Obviously, being a 10, you get a lot of the ball, and having the squad that we've got, it's quite easy to just sort of make the right decisions, because these lads do a lot of the hard work for you. So bit lucky in that aspect, but yeah, definitely make those charts for next season if you can.
Yeah,
and Oskar, you've hinted at Will's pass for your winner in the Battle of Bedfordshire as a 12/13.
Also, the line break from feeding Eli, who fed Magic.
Yeah, exactly.
But make those charts. Get those charts in.
Well, the question I was going to ask Oskar was actually, how good is it to have a 10 like Will when you're playing here at Bedford?
I think it's huge, especially having someone on a personal level you get along with. It's nothing worse than being outside a 10 you find or difficult to communicate with, or difficult to like connect with. I think with Will, it's definitely very easy to connect with him and get along with him, and then work around what he wants to achieve. So, like, as a centre, it's nearly ideal.
And Will, I guess the same question for you. How good is it to have Oskar as that first pass potentially at times?
Yeah, I mean, Oskar's strengths, he's got loads of strengths. A lot of them are things that people already even realise, that like his actual communication is actually really good. Having a 12 outside you that just talks you through the game, it helps you massively. Like, people don't understand what role sometimes the 12 does, and if you have a 12 that doesn't talk or won't organise like with you and for you, then it can make your job as a 10 extremely hard. So that's something that Oskar's really good at. And also, I think everyone else sees one of his strengths is his ball carrying ability and his ability to offload. So if I've got nothing else on, I know that I can get myself out of trouble by just giving Oskar the ball and just letting him do what he does really well. So it's a massive bonus having him outside me.
We've spoken about it, the Battle of Bedfordshire. It's a great way to end the season. You get your bragging rights, your local bragging rights, Will, against one of your former employers as well. Oskar, do you think that gives us momentum going into the next season, or do you see it as a fresh slate moving forward?
I guess of the group that are staying within the team, we can take confidence in each other that we can go down in 30 minutes from a red card and like pull together and win. So I can like look at Maisey saying I can go, he's going to battle it out for that rest of the 50 minutes and he's not going to drop his head. I think like mentally as a group, you can definitely take it. Well, it brings us closer together. But like as you say, like results wise, it's hard to bring a result through that many months. I mean, it's almost like just need a couple of preseason games under our belt and then we'll kind of see where we are game wise. But I think it brought us closer together as a group. And obviously with the fans being back in for that game and the influence they had in it, the Saints lads seeing what it's actually like being at Goldington Road with fans.
And Will, those character traits that Oskar talks about when you go down to 14 men for pretty much an hour and win, how do you build that in the dressing room?
I think it's quite a hard thing to build actually, and I think what Bedford do really well is they've got a really good culture of, it's such a tight knit group, and like a lot of the lads they stay after a game and like they stick around, whatever happens, whatever the result, everyone sticks together. There's no you find it in some clubs where you get a lot of people who sap or get on each other's backs. Like there doesn't seem to be any of that in Bedford, which is a great trait to have as a squad because you get that togetherness like that, and it really can pull you through in tough situations like what we had. So I guess it's just the culture that the coaches and the players have built over a long period of time, and just you get the right players that come in and buy into the culture. I think that's how it gets created.
Is it fair to say then, Will, that culture was one of the reasons that you've chosen to stay at Bedford?
Yeah, definitely. Before even signing for Bedford, I spoke to a few players who played many games for Bedford, like Sharpie and a couple others that played many games for Bedford before, and they all said that in terms of environment, playing environment, it's one of the best you'll get, especially in the Championship. Smiles on faces all the time. It's a great brand of rugby, and with the best fan base as well. So yeah, that's one of the many reasons why I'm happy to stay.
Yeah, and Oskar, maybe you could talk us through some of the reasons why you chose to stay at Bedford for your third season.
Well, it's just I enjoy it here, and like as Will said, the environment is not. There's 9/10 of the reason I'm here. Because I mean, like, I'm not really chasing that professionalism dream or a couple of the other champ clubs that are trying to sell this development pathway into the Prem with professionalism. But I think the way Bedford do it and the relationship I have with the players and coaches just really suits me, and it suits my ideals about rugby as well. Like what I want to play rugby and what I want to do. I don't want to just spend all day kicking the ball up and kick chasing and trying to compete in the air and then hitting rucks and stuff. I just want to actually play with the ball and try and score some cool tries. And then I also get to play for the 3,000 most weeks, which is a lot better than going some places and then it's a couple of hundred people and a man and a dog and stuff. So there's a lot of positives there. So sounds good, doesn't it?
We'll go with one final question to you both. Is there a specific message you have for the supporters ahead of the 2021-22 Championship campaign?
My message is I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of them. I mean, I haven't really had a great chance. I've met a few, and every single one I've met so far has been great, and I've loved meeting them. So I'm looking forward to meeting every single one of them, and hopefully we can bring some smiles on faces after what's been a pretty torrid time for everyone.
And Oskar, maybe do you have a message for the fans as well heading into next season?
No, just thank you for their support over what has been a bit of a crazy time, and hopefully will stay true to Bedford and come back when it's all open and everything's normal again.
Well, boys, thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'll let you get back on with your days. Enjoy the rest of what is your well-deserved break after the 2021 Championship campaign, and we'll see you in, I think, about 3 or 4 weeks' time, back ready for another exciting Championship campaign.